What's up, motherfuckers? Welcome back
to another episode
of the Lowlife Podcast.
Hopefully this week's audio is a little bit better. I wanted to thank everybody for chiming in and letting us know. I'm not sure exactly what happens. Some of this stuff is a mystery as to, like you're not like hacking the mainframe. You're not on your computer all the time, right? Like, how do these settings change?
Yeah, very weird.
Yeah, and it's hard to catch it during the recording, and then it's even harder to fix it after. There's very limited tools. So anyways, apologize for that, but hopefully it's better this week, and if it's not, thanks for continuing to listen, even though it fucking sucks. And I'm also not going to fidget with shit, because Pizza Overlord, he picked up on the, I constantly fidgeting with something, and I guess he could hear this Zippo clicking incessantly. So, must have been an annoying episode for everyone. Thanks for hanging in there. Hopefully this episode's not as annoying. We fixed the audio, and we're very excited. We're going to be talking to Eric and Tanya at VP Customs. So, very excited about that interview. But first, we got a little light housekeeping. We got to take care of the 3 S's. Shows, sponsors, and shenanigans. First up, shows. I just went to the Keen Swap Meet. And I liked it. Everybody kept on saying it was bunk, but I'll tell you what. It wasn't as big, but there were some great parts there.
Really?
And yeah, there was there was oil tanks, gas tanks, like cool shit for like good price. I think Lex scored a gas tank for fucking $100 or something. Brand new, powder coated, yeah. So anyways, there were some gems. And a lot of the people, there was another South Shore swap meet, so a lot of the mass guys weren't around. Some people actually went to both. I was actually chatting with Chris. Yeah, Chris Oxford Co. He zipped up to Keene, popped in there real quick, and then he went down to the South Shore one. So you gotta want it if you're in the fucking bike game. So that's some traveling. Yeah. So yeah, it was great. I went awesome day for a ride. Lex met me down at my house when we rode out. Saw all the homies down there, Dan and Con Dog. Everybody was just chilling. It was just like, like I said, they had some good parts. I got a fucking swap score I'm going to share with everybody here. Now, it's not something I would typically get, but do you know what this is? Looks like a walking stick, right? Yeah. You're right about the first part. It's for walking. It's like a cane. However, it's not a stick. It's not made out of wood. This is made out of 100% bull penis. It's a dick stick.
Bull penis?
Yes. It says, right on the cane, would you believe this is made from a bull's reproductive organ? This is a bull dick. I guess they like fucking stretch it out and like harden it, and they make pool cues and shit out of it. But it's a really nice cane. It got some brass on it. Really comfortable.
God damn.
Got it for a song. Guy really wanted to offload it, and I just happened to be the right place at the right time.
Pretty impressive.
So, walking around with a dick cane.
Pretty impressive, I must say.
So yeah, I strapped that to the handlebars on the ride home, sticking straight out like a unicorn horn.
Nice.
And yeah, dude, it was an awesome day. Got some good riding in. Got some parts. I didn't have a lot of money. I'm not really looking for anything, but just being in the swap, the sun wasn't out. It was like overcast, but it was like warm. So it was just like hoodie weather, dude. Fucking awesome. So stoked on that. I had a good time. People always dump on the Keen swap meet. I think it's like cool to do that, but I still had a good time. And I still think there was good things, like there were still a couple of good vendors, and dude, people were drinking beers and barbecuing and shit. That's a successful swap in my book. So it's not always about the quantity, it's about the quality of the humans that are there. So Yeah, had a great time. Shows coming up. There's a couple of shows coming up in October.
La Spada season closer, Saturday, October 12th. Kickstands up at noon. They're going to ride to the beach, pizza games, hanging, ride back for 4 p.m. For grill and chill at their shop. Slow race with a cash prize and live music by Dave Strong. If you have any questions or you want to get more info, hit up at 69speedco on Instagram. And then next, we also have Sunday, October 20th, the Merrimack Valley Motorcycle Swap Meet. This is from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Gates open to vendors at 7:30. Admission is $5. Vendor is $40. They are still looking for vendors. For vendor information, email mvmswapmeet@gmail.com. It's at the American Legion, 1314 Main Street, Haverhill, Mass. And there's a chopper show off. So ride the chopper.
Yeah, I'm going to try to get both those. That swap is awesome. Someone else hit me up, and I just wanted to mention this. A fella, I think he was down in Georgia, Southern boy. He was in the riding at the hurricane, like a true low life. Not evacuating, just getting shit-faced. And I'm going to bring that up just because it was funny. It's like 3 accounts, so it's fucking hard to keep track of all the messages. But Southern boy, riding out the hurricane, like they want to do. You just get tons of booze, you're going to lose power, and you might die, and you just get shit-faced and we'll ride out the storm. But he hit me up and he was like, yo, you guys never talk about Southern shows and shit. So I just wanted to mention, if you guys have shows in your area, remind us. You know, be like, hey, I'm going to this show this weekend. We'll shout it out for you, just so, you know, we want to support all those, I mean, especially any motorcycle show that you have going on in your area that you want to pump. We'll definitely give it a shout out on air. And hopefully people in that area, maybe they don't know, Georgia's a big state. And I think it was the Grundle Run, which, yeah, sounds like an awesome fucking time. Yeah, I saw some pics of that, but yeah, that'd be cool. Just let us know. Just hit us in the DMs and be like, yo, there's a fucking show going on next weekend. Shout it out so we get some more peeps there. You want as many cool people there as possible. And if you're listening to the show or watching the show, you're cool. So, sponsors. Rodney and Enoch. Bump Shop Diaries. BumpShopBackroom.com. Go get yourself some hardtail blend coffee. Go get yourself a vintage shirt, vintage hat. Go have a couple of yucks. Listen to the podcast. Subscribe. Support our boy from the mitten. He ain't shitting. You? It's a good time. Buy one of our camp mugs. Get $5 off the hardtail blend. I may or may not send you a code. Depends on, you know, how forgetful I am that day, how much I've had to drink, how early in the morning it is. But I will get you that code if you remind me. All right, shout outs. Got one shout out. Lex, aka the Eclipse, the gentle giant. Lex showed up, and he's like one of the few dudes that could match my freak. Day drinking, riding on bikes, just like fucking smoking, drinking, riding, speeding, swearing, swapping. It was a fucking good time. Yeah, dude. Like, he's, if anybody's ever rode with Lex, you know, he's, that dude is like my spirit animal. You know, it's like, oh, you stop at a gas station to get drink, you know, to get fucking gas. You bet 100% Lex is walking out with at least a pounder of something, of beer. And, yeah, we just got fucking drunk and walked around and fucking had a good ass time. And on the ride home, we were just like fucking jamming, dude, on the highway, just passing trucks and fucking screaming, and then stopped for some lunch. So yeah, Lex had an awesome time. he got some swap scores. He was actually looking for shit for a shovel head, and he got a bomb ass tank. Dude,
Sick.
this one vendor guy, he had tons of Jap stuff. Like he had tons of XS and CB 750 shit. But what he does is he takes apart everything, he blasts it, and then he powder coats it. So his whole table was just powder coated cases, powder coated fucking timing covers, powder coat, like all the parts are perfectly clean, ready to go.
No
and like
shit.
more than one color too. Like, you know, they'll have like the fucking, I forget what it is on the XS, but you have like the Yamaha on the inside. That one is like black, and he like does gray on the outside. So I talked to him for a long time, but yeah, dude, it was a good time.
Yeah,
I
sick.
think that's it.
I'm pissed. I've missed that 2
one
years
more
in a
shout
row.
out. Oh, the swap.
Yeah, 2 years in a row because I always have a football game that day.
Oh yeah, shit. Fuck. Dude, I'm losing all these messages. But the dude that we're talking about the other day, last week, about going to Sturgis, he was in the Q&A, I believe. He's gonna be he's coming from Australia, and he's going to Sturgis, and he's going to DBR, and we're like, oh fuck, bud, it's one's at the beginning of the month, one's at the end.
Yeah.
He confirmed he'll be up here for the
I
entire
didn't
month.
realize that he was coming from Australia.
Yeah, he's coming from Australia, dude. Filthy bogan. He's gonna come and party with us. So he's gonna be up here all month. So yeah, he's gonna be in the States. So I'm gonna find the message because I want people to hit him up because he's gonna be stateside. Let me check this one. I got all of these burner accounts that I use to troll our own accounts. Yeah, Corey.
But what if he bring
Oh yeah, I wanted to. Yeah,
is he
so Corey
shipping his bike over here, or is he just like buying one when he gets here?
I don't know, maybe renting one or something. But he said he's sticking around for the whole month. He works for the Australia Post. He's a motorcycle postie. That's what they call postmen there. Posties.
Damn.
But he gets to ride motorcycles all day, dude, and deliver fucking mail. That's awesome, dude. That's an awesome fucking job.
Pretty sick.
So Corey is going to be up here for the entire month. What's his fucking screen name? Chewy_era. Hit up Chewy_era. You know, link up with the dude. He's definitely going to Deadbeat. He said he's going to drink a few dozen beers with us. So that's going to be a fucking time, dude. Can't find the other guy. Anyways. Yeah, I love Australians, dude. That's going to be fun. Can't wait to meet you, bud.
Yeah, that'll be sick.
Maybe we can go to Australia for one of their big motorcycle things. Maybe I'll move to Australia and we'll become motorcycle posties with Corey.
Not a bad idea. Could be the retirement plan.
There's worse jobs. Yeah, there's worse jobs.
All right. We are very excited, like I said in the intro. We are joined with two very special guests from upstate New York, a place very near and dear to me and Loctate's heart. We love yellow jackets. Eric and Tanya from VP Customs. Welcome to the show, guys.
Hey guys, how are you?
Great. Do you guys experience that? Is that just like? Do you guys have an inordinate amount of yellow jackets, or was that just at the Catskills?
Oh my God! Tell them about our dog. Tell them about our dog.
Yeah, we were on vacation in Lake George in New York, and she got completely swarmed by them. I had to bring her into the water. Luckily, we were right by the lake. I had to bat him off her, and while I'm doing that, not even thinking that I'm gonna get stung. Well, I knew I was. Got stung on my hands, but it didn't matter because I'm trying to save my dog.
That's so funny.
We were into the water, and they were stuck to her. Yeah, the bees around here.
So it is a thing there, yeah. Because we noticed it. It's just like there's so many freaking yellow jackets. Unreal.
They're brutal.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Oh yeah.
Are they breeding them there? Do they make like milk or something?
Yeah, milk.
Exactly. Times of year.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we went to. You guys were at the Deadbeat Retreat, and we went there, and it was just like I thought the year before was back. Oh, you did? Yeah.
Because I thought I was cool playing with the bees and this is my baby bee, this is Bumblebee, and then I'm hanging out and I'm just talking or whatever, and I moved my arm and it stung me right in my finger.
Oh yeah.
I was like, I was giving you a place to hang and chill, drink some drink, and
Oh, I know.
man.
Yeah, dude, everybody, they had like their twisted teas and shit. The bees would just come up and take a drink. People just learned to like coexist with them after a while. But yeah, I got in my hand too. It was one Loctite killed it. The thing was severed in half, and it was like an hour later. And I brushed my hand over it, and it was just like the thorax, and it got me right in the palm. And I was like, dude, these things
got
are.
stung in the lip twice there.
Oh my god.
In the lip.
Oh yeah, I think a lot of people were getting stung in the lip because they go take a drink of their beer, and it's just like a swarm of bees comes out. But
Brutal.
yeah, that's awesome. I'm glad that I feel vindicated because I was like, am I freaking crazy, or is there like so many yellow jackets? Okay, good. It's the yellow jacket capital of the world. Yeah.
We can name it that now.
Yeah. So you guys have a YouTube channel. Tell us a little bit about VP Customs, how like what you guys do, how that all came about, and what kind of content people can expect over there.
Tell them how it started. So it started, I mean, I was always doing stuff to the motorcycles that we had anyway. And she was like, my brother and her and everybody, like, you should start filming it. So when it started, honestly, it was just me. And
Oh, no shit.
it was just kind of, it was a little like bland. And I was like, we got to get her in this. And we started doing it, and that's when it started picking off. I wonder why, but it helps that you have a female with you. I'll be completely honest.
He was trying to get me to do the nail thing, and I did like 2 videos, and I was like, this isn't working.
Yeah, she does nails, so.
Okay.
Start doing the thing, but I lost my microphone.
Yeah, we know that.
So yeah, how did VP Cycle Customs get started?
So honestly, I've been working on motorcycles and messing with my own cars my whole life. Not a professional. We put that disclaimer in all of our videos. I can completely get the comment war.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're doing that wrong. You're doing that wrong.
To be telling people how to do this when you're not professionals, well, that's why we have a disclaimer now. Oh, look, here you go, Yellow Jacket.
Yellow Jacket coming in hot.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, I figured I was going to be doing it anyway, and I just wanted to start filming it because my brother's a podcaster for Small Town Murder, and I started off, it was just me. There you go. Shut up and give me murder. Nice.
I love that.
Love the two Jimmies.
You can't go wrong with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started recording, and it was okay. I started off with some detailed videos. I used to be a detailer back in the day.
Oh, cool.
He had nothing to detail, so we're like, well, what are we going to do for video? He's like, I see walk-around videos work out really well, so let's try a walk-around of just our 2 bikes. And honestly, that's the video that put us on the map. That's the one that got us monetized. And it was crazy.
Wow.
It didn't take off right away. It took like almost a month. It was like 20 days. And then out of nowhere, the views went out of control, crazy. Because usually, you guys know on YouTube, if your video doesn't do well in the first like 24 to 48 hours, it's gone, right? It's lost in the algorithm, and that's it. But somehow I have no idea how it happened, and that's exactly what we needed to be put on the map, and it happened.
Yeah.
So we were pretty thankful for that.
Then we just kept it up together.
It's
Yeah.
almost like hitting the lottery. It's like, what's the
Exactly.
freaking magic, like, algorithm, to get that, like, and why the delay too? Like, where did that get?
We have no clue.
Yep.
That's so
honestly.
weird.
We have no clue why it happened, or
So what year did you guys start with the YouTube?
2020, end of 2021. So we were in
2021.
it for like almost 3 years now.
Yeah.
It's been a slow road,
Yeah.
believe me. It's
So,
like,
yeah.
as many times you want to just give up, and I have a full-time job, and she's a full-time job being a mom right now, so it's
Nice.
it's hard. It's hard.
Oh yeah. We know that pain
So-
all too well.
Yes.
Oh, dude, being like, like today is Monday. Do you think all 4 of us want to, want to do this on a Monday night? You know what I mean? But we do it for you guys.
It's
Yeah.
exciting. Yeah.
Yeah,
Honestly.
yeah, and we do love it, so it is fun.
Yeah.
It definitely makes my Monday.
Yeah.
So Torque Motorcycle guy, you got the shirt on.
Yeah. We actually met him at Deadbeat, and we became like pretty cool. Like he's a really nice guy, Matt. Yeah.
Yep. He's our boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude.
Really-
Yeah, so you guys actually, I wanted to talk about this too because you guys just went to the Indian Larry block party, and that was the 20-year anniversary of
20 anniversary. Yeah. 20 years gone.
20 years gone.
Yeah.
So, did you guys set up an event there, or?
What?
We were there last year, and no, we didn't have any kind of tent or anything.
Oh,
You didn't?
no.
Okay.
We go to party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We go to have fun. I mean, obviously we do it for our channel also, but definitely go down for the fun of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No
Yeah,
shit.
it was just a wild experience. As like 2023 was wild, and then this one honestly was even more. Like the stunt area was much more contained. Like they only let East Coast do the stunts. Like last year was kind of just like free for all a little bit.
And this
Last year was
you are
crazy.
free for everyone to do it in
Yeah.
the streets.
You went last year, Loctite?
Yeah, that's what we originally first met you guys. Was
Oh,
right? It was
okay,
last
okay.
year, right?
Yes,
Right?
2023. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
we went
that was
last
when
year.
that was when we first met you guys. I think you came up and said, "What up?"
Oh, that's right.
And
Okay.
then after that, I looked you guys up and I was like, "Oh, these guys are fucking building some cool ass shit." And then we ran into you again at Deadbeat, and I was like, "Okay, now we've run into each other twice. We got to do a fucking episode." That's like the
I
law.
was saying,
There's a line.
Unwritten podcast law.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys, I saw some pictures from this year, and some of my favorite characters were back. Like the wicked old guy that dances with the
Oh
stick
yeah.
continually
yeah.
for the entire
Yeah.
day.
I don't even know, like, does he ever take a break?
I don't
We
think
were
so.
Talking about that one, like, he just
Yeah.
dances the whole, like, 12 hours.
The entire day, like in the sun. Like he's not wearing like dance. Doesn't have a leotard on. I mean, he must be changing.
nah.
He's in like a jean jacket. He has
Yeah, he was
pins.
just getting after it.
Yeah, I saw him.
I wonder
it-
what kind of drugs this guy's on, because
Oh,
there's
yeah.
some, I'd be able to do that all day without being on some sort of drug.
No
Yeah,
way.
dude. He definitely
No.
needs some assistance. I mean, I don't know what the drug is. Might just be Metamucil or some sort of like cocktail. But
Yeah.
and then the other guy was the dude that balances trash on his head
Oh.
or like
Oh,
whatever.
yeah. No,
there.
he was there. He was there last year. He was there this year. He did the TV. He walked in with a TV on his
A
head.
TV
like,
on his head. No shit.
You went into the stunt pit with
Yeah.
a T with like a
Into the
45.
stunt pit.
Yeah, with a
What the
40
fuck?
inch
They were doing
set.
burnouts around him.
No shit. So what are you guys currently riding? What's your like your go-to bikes for each of you?
Go first.
Well, my old faithful is my night train, apparently. So I have
no
an
shit.
07 train. We actually just put bags on it for the trip down to Indian Larry. Over the winter, we built my Road King, but we ended up with a broken motor mount. So that's out. And
Oh geez.
yeah, we had to figure out.
This is an O2 Road King that we aired out, and people, of course, it was the air that broke the transmission out. Well, I looked it up. These O2 Road Kings and all the O2 touring bikes, they were notorious for the back of the transmission housing just cracking off, and that's where the swing arm pivot bolt goes through. So
Oh no
no
shit.
good that happens. Yeah, quality
That's-
stuff.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
thing
Sounds
is-
like an inexpensive fix.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mine's a
And
O2,
the
but
thing
thankfully I have the soft tail.
Oh yeah, that helps. Yeah. No worries about that then.
So that was down and out, but that brake, that was 90% broken when we bought it, and we really didn't know because we didn't test ride it before we started working on it. We like literally bought the bike, started working on it over the winter, and we realized on the first ride that there was
Something's wrong
my
here.
back
Oh,
end
no
was
shit.
swaying. So we tightened it because we're like, okay, we've heard you can tighten it. And then after some time, it started to loosen again. And, our friend, Panhead Andy, I don't know if you know him, he was like, listen, if you have to tighten it more than once, that's something more.
There's an
Yeah,
issue.
some-
And we
something's
went in
wrong.
there to
Oh,
change isolators. Yeah, we went in there to change isolators right before Deadbeat. We were going to take that bike to Deadbeat. And the day before Deadbeat, we come to find out that was the brake.
The transmission, just the back of the transmission just landed in my hand when I took it apart. I was like, okay, all right, not good here.
So
That's not supposed to be-
those
yeah.
were my two.
Yeah. I have a 01 night train that I've had for like 11 years, and honestly, I'm kind of just bored of it at this point. I don't really ride it much. It's going to go through some big transformations coming up soon over the winter.
Oh hell yeah.
And then I have an 05 Road Glide that we've done up on the channel, and it was pretty good. It handles really
Performance.
well. Yeah.
Look, you
Yeah.
did the buttons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you guys ride? You guys
Of course they ride.
Yeah. Well, I'm just.
Well,
making
when our bikes aren't broken into a
Yeah.
million pieces, we try. Yeah.
And what do you guys ride?
I have right now I have a 99 Softail and some random Sportster assortment of parts that is
Perfect.
in pieces on the lift. But last year, I guess I just sold my shovel. Had a 78 shovel chopper,
Nice.
and then before that, I had a 01 Sportster chopper.
Okay, cool.
But I'm a soft tail guy now. I've been ripping that fucking thing for a while. I love that bike.
Nice. Yeah. What do you got?
I got a 87 Sportster chopper. I got a 79 shovelhead chopper. That's actually right here. I was supposed to be building it, but I've been lazy.
Oh, yeah, you're right behind you.
And then I got the 02 like Cholo Softail.
Nice.
And then a 69 CB 750 that I haven't touched in years.
Oh, cool.
So
cool. I forgot to mention I still exist in the sport bike world a little bit. I have an 01
really?
that I've had since I was 18. I cannot come.
What is it? Did you get started in the sport bike world?
It's a 01 R6, Yamaha R6, the 600.
Yeah. So funny. So when I first started riding, I was a sport bike guy. My first bike was a 03 GSXR 1000 or GSXR 750 and then a 1000.
Okay. Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah.
You're addicting. Let me tell you, I rode his bike once, the R6 once, and I was like, get me off this thing. I will.
The R6 was like the creme de la creme back in the day.
So addicting. It's so addicting, that kind of speed.
The cool thing about him, and like I tell people, I was just telling my wife, I'm like, I should get another sports bike just for like when I want to go so fucking fast. But dude, it's really like, if you think it's like the Ferrari of the motorcycle world, like you're getting on an on-ramp in first gear, you're doing 130 miles an hour before you even touch the highway. It's fucking insane, dude.
I'll take it out once a year, and I'll be like, okay, this is why I can't ride this, because I know myself.
Yeah.
And then I park it back with a towel on it and go. That's it.
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah. I rode sport bikes like the first. I rode them for like the first 3 years, and then I really like super fell in love with riding. So that's why I got rid of it. Because it's hard to long distance those unless you put like the calf bar, like the Cafe Racer bars and shit on them, which I don't like. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what she wanted. She started off riding on the back with me in like 2015, and then she was like, I don't want to do this anymore. So
I've rode a handful of times with him on the back, and I was like, I'm on my own. He's like, yup.
Maybe I was a bad rider. I don't know.
No, it wasn't even. I like to be in control, and I know I could handle it, and I know I could do it. So I was like, I want.
Yeah. It's scary being on the back. I've ridden on the back of like one bike one time, and it fucking sucks, dude, because dude's cruising and you have no control over what happens to you, and you're sitting up high, and you're like, dude, if we hit a fucking car, I'm just gonna launch and.
See, I loved it. I was always a passenger like my whole life, so I was always into bikes some sort. But I always wanted to ride on my own, but it wasn't until him where it was like,
I bought her a little XR80, let her crash it a whole bunch.
That's what I tell everybody. You want to get into riding, especially women, I'm like, start on the dirt bikes. Get your feel for it. Know how to switch gears, use clutch, all of that. Yeah. And it definitely was perfect for groundwork for me. It definitely
the dirt bike kids are the best motorcycle riders. Like if someone's like really good at shredding, it's like it's like I know this boy grew up falling on the ground in the dirt, you know. Yeah.
We got our 5-year-old already on a dirt bike. He's already on a he's on a 50. He even knew to like stick his leg out when he's on the turns. We're like, we didn't teach him that.
It's all natural.
That's just like it's like in him to do it, you know?
That's crazy.
Know how to ride.
He's more to the 50. He's just whacked out right now. He goes, Dad, I want it faster.
He would be my 125 right now if he could reach. He would so be on my 125 right now if he could reach. Definitely.
Dude, I got 5-year-olds and they can't even like ride bikes, dude. I don't know if I'd throw them on a fucking dirt
we
bike.
Have a policy here. We have no training wheels at this house. So my 3-year-old hasn't used training wheels, and the 5-year-old hasn't used training wheels. No training wheels.
And our 5-year-old has been on no training wheels since he was 2 or 2.5. We started him on the Striders for the balance.
Yeah. The balance bikes, those are good. Yeah.
Electric, and we went from there.
Yeah. We have a no training wheel policy too, but it's just because we live on a dirt road and a dirt driveway, so they don't fucking work. They just dig into the dirt. It's like a kickstand.
You said the choppers. My buddy Jerry has a pretty sick iron head, and it's really giving me the itch to want to do a chopper now, to be honest.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think that would be really cool.
Hardtail sporty iron head. I forget what year it is. If it's an iron head, was it the late 70s, early 80s, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's what. Yeah. And it's I mean, it's a lot. Every time he rides, he's fixing something on it, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I can't imagine how, like, it's got to be the most uncomfortable thing to ride something.
The hardtails, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. As long as you got a good seat, spring,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. If you have a good seat, then the hardtail doesn't really bother you because,
Yeah.
like, I'm not like the picture. I mean, it's hard to believe, but I'm not the picture of male health, right? And I ride hardtails, and it doesn't hurt my back, but I have a good seat. I put a lot of cushion in it. It doesn't, like some of those dudes, they have like the chopper seats. They're just like wicked thin. They look super cool, but I'm a fat dude. I bottom out. If I sit on something, I need like 6 inches of I need like some cushion or some springs or something, or I'm going to bend the frame.
And you guys know with the Softails, if the Softails are lowered, you have like not much spring rate. So it's almost like riding a hardtail anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So,
It's like, but I mean, it's all like the thing about choppers is like, it's all about how you set it up too. Like the bars and the seat and stuff and the, like where you put the pegs. And you can get like, I've ridden choppers that like when I first started, I just did things that looked cool. And then a fucking sucked to ride because you're like, oh, I got a cool seat, but like I can't feel my gouch and my fucking balls and dick fell asleep because I'm sitting on a metal pan,
You guys see what beauty is pain is like through your motorcycles. Women get to view it in heels, right? So we wear heels, like because beauty is pain. You think that's comfortable?
Yeah.
No, but we do it, right? Same thing with the bikes. You make them how you want them to look, and you just deal with the pain, right?
that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, choppers is super gay. You just make these bikes so you can talk to other dudes about how cool you are. You just want to get a bunch of like girls. They get all gussied up, so guys will be like, like, oh, what's up, gorgeous? We do it, so guys will be like, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that? I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a great idea.
Guy talked to me at the gas station. I loved it.
Consciously, you guys don't see what the difference does, what heels do as a difference for women.
True.
Posture, it's like it's not.
Well, if you have a good seat on a chopper, it's posture too. I love that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, you should definitely build a chopper. I mean, the best part about a chopper is like, especially if you're like good with motorcycles, it's like you don't have to do a good job. You just kind of like, oh yeah, the brakes kind of work. That's good enough. I just ride it. It's just a chopper. It's not going to like go fast. You don't have to. You don't have to brake or turn or anything.
Break or turn. What's
Yeah,
that?
you just have to be able to get it to the chopper show. That's it.
Yep.
That's like when we did the ride at Deadbeat. I was so concerned about the chopper guys. It's like, I don't think I can go like 50 to 70 miles. We're going to have dudes running out of gas all over the place. So that's why I kept it like 35 miles. I was like, that should be good for a peanut tank, right?
Yeah. 75% of the people that I ride with, they're like, no highways. Can't do it. Things will rattle off. Like, I can't go that fast.
Yeah. And then, of course, you have the people that were like, oh, we should have went for a longer ride, or, oh, we should have went here.
Can't make everybody happy.
Can't make everybody happy. And that's the same thing when you have your channels, your podcast, your channels. It's the same deal. You can't please everybody.
No,
Yeah.
Dylan,
we know that all too well.
Yeah, I can say it's kind of cool to have like other people that do kind of the same thing we do. Like you guys are also like on social media, like promoting shit.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to get to the point where you were like, I don't give a fuck what you think in the comments?
Quickly. And he yells at me all the time because I go off on people. I go off. I don't give a shit. I go off. Fuck you. I don't care. He's like, he's going to type, well, then good. Fuck you. I don't want you in my space anyway.
Well, it's not even that. He's talking about before you don't care about people being keyboard warriors and all that.
Well, it depends. It depends on the day. If you catch me on a bad day, man, you're going down.
Like there's some days
that could be like whatever, and then other days it's
it took me a long fucking time. Like for a while, it would like piss me off, and like same thing, I'd jump on and be like, yo, if you got a fucking problem, I'll be at the next chopper fucking show. Hit me up, dude. You know what I mean? And then like I got to a point like probably like year 4 or 5, I was like, I don't fucking care about any of these fucking people that are shitting on this, because like once you like actually realize that the good, like the people that appreciate what you're doing outweighs those like couple negative comments by thousands.
That's the thing. It's like 90% of the people that comment on our page are really amazing. Like they're all positive. Like we like what you're doing, and then you got the 10% of the 5, and then they shit on you, and it resonates in you, and then you got to think like they're probably just doing it because they're just jealous or whatever.
They're not happy with their own
Fucking
life.
losers, dude. Who would have you ever done that to someone? Have you ever gone on someone's page and talked shit?
I'm like, I wouldn't, if I didn't have a nice thing to say, I don't say it.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Like,
just like,
who-
it's
what-
weird in the fact that, like, if you don't like it, just don't come here. You know what I mean?
That's
Like,
it.
Exactly.
don't come to this page.
Tune out.
Or just
Yeah.
don't comment. Like your bike sucks. Like,
Yeah.
who
Yeah,
cares?
it's
Just-
not like
I
you're
think-
watching TV and, like, this program is just on. You have to fucking watch it. Like, YouTube's huge, bud.
Exactly. Yes.
Dude, last year, a year ago, we got canceled because we were maliciously reported by some fucking troll, and they shut down the podcast, dude. We started from scratch.
Yeah, they
I don't
took
doubt
all
it.
of our episodes. They took all of the money that we had. They took they completely deleted us off Spotify. It was fucking insane.
Oh
Like
my
they just erased us after
Yeah.
5 years.
Yeah,
It
and
was
the thing is like
insane.
those people that talk shit, these people that talk shit online, they would never say that to your face. So for me, it's just like, don't even engage with them. It's just like, I just ignore it, or I'm just like, you're right, you know? Like,
Yeah.
sometimes they're like, oh, you should stop talking about fucking hot dogs and pies. And it's like, well, you go make a fucking podcast then. You know what I mean? Where's your fucking podcast? I'll subscribe and see how fucking good you do, you know? It's like,
I
fuck you.
just replied to a comment today. I couldn't even help myself. The guy's like, wasted my time, 13 minutes and 3 minutes of content. I'm like, oh, well, sorry you felt that way, sir.
Yeah.
Like, at least you got 3 minutes of content and rather than nothing at all. I was
How
like, you
valuable is this time? What is he, a fucking doctor? You know, what are you, a surgeon? You're just sitting on there, like, wasting your time, just like, oh, when's this gonna get good? Like, fucking turn it off, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course they're always losers. It's never anybody that's done something. Like, you'll never
No.
have like Jesse James talking shit to you on your fucking page, or someone
No.
that's accomplished. Just some fucking guy with no posts,
Yeah.
no videos, like just fucking losers, not doing anything.
Yeah, and we're realizing as it goes more and more. My sister-in-law Sarah said it that if everything we do is somebody's pet peeve, just remember
Oh,
that
yeah.
everything
Yep.
you do is somebody's pet peeve.
Oh yeah,
Like
You're
that,
going to irk somebody somewhere.
that fire hat you're wearing, somebody hates that fire hat. That
Oh,
you're
yeah.
wearing.
Oh yeah.
You know? It's like
Fucking fireman.
That's the way it is. It is. So
yeah. I mean, we're like, we try to keep it light and airy. We talk about like fucking just scumbag shit and bikes and whatever, so we don't get into like politics and stuff that really gets people heated. I don't know
You
how
know,
those
that-
fucking people
that
run
also-
fucking pages like that.
That also makes it hard too, because like the people that
Very.
follow us and like in this podcast are like gritty, like
You know they're people, right?
yeah,
You know
they're
it,
like
but you just
they're like gritty, like just shitheads. You know what I mean? So like they'll
Yeah.
message us with like some shit where like you have to take 10 to 15 minutes out of your day and like decode it, and you're like, is this dude just busting my balls or is he actually a dickhead?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then he'll like message back like the next day and he's like, oh, that shit was funny, right? I'm like, I guess.
Yeah. I know sometimes I'm so cynical. I'm just like, why is this guy fucking talking shit? You know, but then it's like, oh wait, he's just like, because
Oh, wait,
you
it's not.
forget that they listen to you, they watch you, they know you
Yeah.
very good. And then,
Yes.
they just come out of the blue and they're just like, they have an off-colored comment or whatever, which would have
Yeah.
been funny in person,
that
but
happens a lot.
Yeah.
And,
It's so
and it's hard because, but it's the way they say it too. Like you gotta remember what you're doing here. You're on a computer, you're typing, there's no tone. So even if you're
Yeah,
trying
it's
to
all
be funny
text.
in like a dark sense of humor kind of way, I'm not gonna know that. I don't know you.
yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know
yeah.
you. You
Yeah.
know me. I don't know you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is
So
it
all
ever
my
like
stuff, you're made.
Is it ever like crazy to you guys when like you go to a show and the amount of people, like what Rhino was just saying, is like the amount of people that'll come up to you and they know so
Yeah.
much about you and like your weird little quirks and like how you like always like lick the corner of your lip before you say something, but you don't even know who the fuck they are.
Yeah. We gotta
It's
say,
so
at
weird.
Indian Learning, it was super humbling. Like last year we met some people, but this year, like I had
A year
pocket full
later,
of stickers,
something
and
more.
I couldn't even make it down the road. It was like we were just getting stopped every 2 seconds, which
That's
is
so
it's
sick.
super humbling. We're
Yeah.
so thankful, to be honest. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
people are like catch us in conversations, and Tanya's like, Eric, where the hell is Eric? Or I'm like, where the hell is Tanya? And I'm like, we gotta go this
Oh,
way.
I bet. Yeah. Yeah.
But it was good. We
It
love it.
does. It goes back to the whole, like, the comments and stuff when if you know me so well, you should know not to talk to me that way in a comment, Like,
Right, yeah.
fix yourself, because I'm going to come at you.
That actually brings me to another point, because I mean, like, you guys are a couple and you do this this thing together, and you also have your life together, like me and Loctite are constantly at each other's throats. Like, we get fist fights at least twice a month. How do you guys keep it together in
I fight them all the time. No, it's tough sometimes. We gotta. It's more or less when it's happening. Like, we're recording and there's something that's not going right, or it's a little stuff that like stresses the two of you out. And one's just like,
Just think about it. When we're recording, if you watch this, you'll see that, like, we're like, oh, it's 1:00 in the morning. Tell me what happens at 1:00 in the morning when you're working on your motorcycle. Things don't go right.
Oh, right.
Never.
Yeah.
Right. And now we're trying to get a video because we only have one time a week to record.
Oh shit, yeah.
So believe me, we're gonna go.
There's a lot of pressure.
We go at each other sometimes, but
not for long or bad. It's just kind of like, he's so much more mellow than me. So like, I'm the firecracker, so he handles me really, really well. He does. And he knows like what will trigger me, so he tries not to go there.
She also knows when the half-inch wrench goes flying across the garage. She just
Yeah.
Oh, that's tough that you guys got. What's your recording day typically?
Friday or Saturday.
Fridays,
I'm off from work. So in like the winter, sometimes we'll record like when the kids go to sleep at like Friday at like 10:00 at night, and then we're down in the garage till like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning sometimes.
That's rough.
Yeah, because in the winter we can't be outside. We're in the Northeast, so it's like we can't be outside anyway. It's freezing. So why are we gonna bother recording during the day with the kids at our faces in the garage, getting into everything? We're like, we might have so much less stress to do it at night when they're sleeping.
Yeah.
So you guys are in upstate New York, but we had this. We talked to everybody that is from New York, and we go, hey, where is upstate New York? Because if you're for the uninitiated like myself, I'm just like, there's New York City, and then the entire rest of the state is upstate New York. But what is upstate New York to people that live in upstate?
I'd say anything they consider upstate New York, honestly, is anything like an hour north of the city.
An hour north. So it's in New York is huge.
I'd say about us. Yeah. I'd say about hour to 2 hours is upstate.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you talk to people that live in the city, because that's where I work in New York City, and they call it like anything north of the Bronx is like the wall, and that's it. It's all New York.
Oh, so you commute into the city every day?
Every day.
I used to too. I used to teach in the city.
Yeah.
Wow. I used to teach in Manhattan. Yeah.
It's a war zone down there, man. Brutal.
Those kids are crazy. And
I dealt with traffic to get into the city and the parking and the fuck. Holy shit.
I take the train.
You did the train. Okay.
I drove and I parked.
Yeah.
Oh, yikes.
Not good.
Yeah. I spent a lot of time in New York City. I had an office down there. I split my time for like 2 years between New Hampshire and New York. And I took the train from Boston. It dropped me off at Penn Station. I just walk everywhere,
Yeah.
But driving, I drove down there one time, and I was like, I'm never driving into Manhattan again. What am I, stupid?
It's a nightmare.
It's awful. Yeah.
It's a nightmare.
No shit. What do you do for work?
I was on the side, so I was like, I went right down the West Side Highway, went 1 block, and I was at work, so it was really easy for me. But finding parking sucked because I was in a residential area.
Oh, that's the worst. Yeah. I was when I lived in Boston, I lived in the South End, and it was residential and no reserved parking, no permits or anything. So it's like Friday night, get home from work, drive around for an hour and a half, 2 hours, dude. No joke. Like sometimes I just double park, go inside, take a piss, and then come back out, and then like drive around the block.
I would do that times. Double park.
Yeah.
I would spend make sure I get there at least an hour early to spend that hour searching for parking in the morning.
No thanks.
That's
and
so
then
frustrating.
I knew I had like a free period, like 2 hours later, and you could double park until a certain time. So you double park and then go out and move your car and go try to find a spot.
Oh man.
Yeah.
It must be nice when you finally get home after being in the race in the city, and then you finally get to go out and you got frickin'. It looks really nice there. I mean,
this is why we don't move any closer. Cause we like and have a little more like outdoorsiness,
Yeah, but then you got to commute, but then it's worth it,
What are you from?
New Hampshire.
New Hampshire. Okay.
Yeah, so we don't have traffic.
Yeah. Well, so you're kind of like this too, then, right?
Yeah.
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 Lots of
Rhino
greenery.
he lives on top of a mountain. Like his backyard, you
awesome.
can see
There you
like
go.
6 states.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
it's very remote.
Yeah.
And it's an hour to go anywhere. So it's like, hey, you guys want to meet up and ride? I'm an hour to get there, and then
And then
wherever
another-
we go, it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Unless we're going
Well,
to
what do
New
you do
York,
for work
he
in
has
the
the
city,
upper hand.
Eric?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, New York.
Oh.
It was great to go to Deadbeat because usually I have to go and meet everybody else, then we ride around. But everybody has to come through to see me going to New York. So I like that. I like that Deadbeat moved.
Yeah, that was so nice.
All
Yeah, I'm a railroader. I work for
Oh,
a
fuck
railroad
yeah.
city, so
Oh,
I've been
shit,
doing that
fuck,
for
dude.
15 years. Yeah.
Damn. One of our buddies, he's a mechanic at the railroad.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yeah, he has a podcast too. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Have you ever heard of Rob the Crazy Gentleman?
Yes, I have, but I don't think I've heard the name before, for sure.
Yeah, so he lives in Long Island, and then he also
Okay.
has a place somewhere upstate in the Catskills somewhere. I forget the name of the town.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, he's a mechanic on
Okay.
the railroad.
Cool. Yeah, it's a good job. It definitely pays the bills and allows us to,
I mean, he worked his way up. Like he's up there now, so it's nice.
Yeah,
sick.
You just stay where you are. Don't you move.
Yeah.
Don't you go anywhere. We want
It's
him out.
probably one of the last places in the country that could be a full-time rail worker, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, where the fuck else is there railways?
I know. I mean, they're everywhere. Honestly, they're in the whole country. But I mean, in New York, this one particular where I work is the second busiest commuter railroad in the country. So.
Oh shit.
shit.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, lose my hair.
I did. I lost mine a long time ago.
Yeah.
I thought that was me.
Yeah. Well, I tell her it's her usually.
I
just-
lost it fast once I had kids.
Right? It did.
Once you have your
That's-
first kid, it's just like it goes
After.
gray and then it just fucking falls out.
Yeah.
For me, anyways. But
So what? Do you
when we were
guys
at
do
India,
weekly
we also
videos?
Oh, we try to.
Yeah.
We try to.
So
Some
what's the
because we
process
do
like with that? Is it like
Oh, well,
throughout the season
You
you're
want me to
coming up with all
walk you
these
through it?
ideas for your bikes? Be like, hey, we're locked in our fucking garage all winter, so we got to save that until then.
yeah. So I can walk you through the process. I mean, sometimes we even we'll get like a war board and we just start writing down ideas.
Sick.
And then, I mean, we know what we want to do to our bikes, so we just put it on the list. But we also will have to try to space out the content to get it every week. So this
Mhm.
week we're gonna do suspension, and then
for our major projects, we try to put our major big stuff for the winter stuff that we don't
Yeah.
need to worry about our bikes to ride,
Right.
And then we kind of realize in the summer, we do a lot of our content with bike nights and
oh
rock,
yeah.
things like that.
easy
So that
content
helps.
then.
Mhm.
And then we just do random little stuff to our bikes, that we want to change, or if anything breaks, like my Road King
Yeah.
just randomly decided
Yeah.
to, fail. So
So
Yeah.
we'll film the video on either Friday or Saturday, and then the editing process starts, and we can
all
spend
week.
all week.
Now, do
Takes
you
us all
do you
week
both
between the
edit or just one of you guys tackle that? How does that work?
He gets down the groundwork, the foundation that he wants, and then once he's got that layer done, I come in. I'll do, we'll both do some effects, but I mainly do the music. I add any other little stuff. I do a clean sweep.
The fine tuning, I call it. I do I cut it down. I'll take all of it. She doesn't have the patience for that anymore, and I'll take it all and chop, 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 because people have the attention span of a
it's
fly.
crazy.
And that's the
Yeah,
other,
yeah.
my editing was not what he liked or wanted, so that's why I was you know what, you take over and you lay the groundwork, because at least you know what you want from this video.
Yeah.
If it were up to me, I'd be throwing everything in it,
Yeah.
So and you realize over time, our audience, it just the attention span is not there, so you have to keep everything very quick, very to
Yeah.
the point, and God forbid
YouTube,
there's
yeah,
a
YouTube is a
moment-
different animal with that, right? Because
Yeah.
it's all visual,
It's
because we do long form podcasting, so it's just
Yeah.
we just hit play, record for
Yeah.
2 hours straight and
Yeah.
just talk about whatever. There's dead air.
Yeah.
There's times when I'm
Yeah.
eating a pickled egg or whatever. People just have to put up with it. But yeah, that's it. What do you guys use for equipment? Do you guys have are you doing it on your phones, fancy cameras?
We have a Lumex S5 camera,
Mhm.
and it's nice. And we also use GoPros. And sometimes when that dies, just the iPhone. I
Yeah.
mean, and then it's just, we edit on Final Cut Pro, and then
We have a couple of like special lights in our garage because in the winter at night, our garage is so dark. We only have one window in there. So we had to like get like to help
Yeah.
brighten up the room. So yeah, there's certain
it's always
things-
growing the equipment, right? You
Yeah.
find out what works for you and what doesn't. I'm sure you guys do with the headphones and the microphones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was our newest with the microphone.
Yeah,
The
it's like
lavalier. Yeah.
It was honestly the best decision we could have done because Indian Larry, it worked out so good for Indian Larry.
Yeah.
There's so much noise going
It's
on
crazy.
that you need to be able to
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are just battery powered? What do they
they're
record to?
They're wireless, and we just plug it into, there's a
The USB.
these are transmitter and receivers, and you just plug it in, and then I had to find, which was kind of hard, was wireless that does two, because
Yeah.
we're
the
Here.
time only comes with
I'm
one.
gonna hit you up because I was actually today looking at lav mics.
yeah. So this is great. 'cause
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
she puts on her
The
shirt.
batteries last forever on
That's good to
them.
know.
Like we charge them when when we're done, just because. But
Yeah.
we could go hours and hours and hours. Like the whole day, Indian Larry, the
Yeah.
whole time, no problem.
Still in the same.
Never died. Yeah.
Yeah,
We're
that's
still-
awesome. Yeah, especially walking around like you don't want to have wires hanging out and get
Oh,
snagged
can
on
I-
shit.
Can
Yeah.
I tell you the funniest thing is editing this Indian Larry video right now, because I'm recording stuff or she's recording stuff, and you hear like one of us having a side conversation like 20 feet away.
Oh no shit. That's right. Yeah.
That's the problem.
Hot
You
mic.
know,
Hot
About
mic.
a-
that's the problem too, is you forget and you walk away from each other and one picks up to record. So they're recording, having their conversation, but I'm in the background talking to somebody else, having my own conversation.
Like,
And it's
That's
all
funny.
picking up because it's all connected.
Yeah.
the bike. I'm not with her. Guess
Yep.
what? Some hell yeah brother is hitting on her in 20 seconds.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
The guy
For
with the
sure.
skull shirt on is hitting on her in 20 seconds. And I'm not the overprotective person, so I don't have to worry about her. But it's just
I'll
like
fucking knock somebody out before this guy would.
probably.
No
Yeah.
doubt.
Yeah.
But-
We got the same problem.
Yeah.
Bitches always be macking on me.
They're coming for
Like
lots
they
of
can't leave me alone for 5 minutes.
It's tough.
That's freaking crazy though, because I used to do video editing back in the day, and that's a lot of work to upload and the equipment that you need to do that, plus the time that you need to do because
Yeah.
when you say video editing, you're doing video and audio editing in Final Cut.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Yeah.
And you have
That's
all
the
these
thing,
video
though,
sources, so you're just
also-
like uploading everything, and then you have to get it like chronological and fucking. Because when you're filming, you're just trying to get content, and you're like,
Yeah.
fuck it, just let it roll. But then you have to watch everything to cut it down.
It takes so long.
That's wild. Yeah,
And
dude,
then
that's
you
your
have to
whole
realize-
weekend every weekend because you're recording and then you're fucking
I do
editing.
it a couple hours after work every day, and then on
Yeah.
usually on like Wednesdays, I slide the computer over to her. I'll be like, "Your turn," and then we put out the video.
Thursday
stuff.
night usually.
Yeah,
And then
Yeah.
Put out
you
the video.
stay Thursday to work on it.
Wow,
Yeah.
dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Then you have
Damn, so it's like a
5-year-old and
week-long
3-year-old.
process.
Yes, it
It
is.
is.
It really is.
Do you guys ever get like a head? Like, do you ever get like 2 videos in the
now.
bank? Yeah.
Right now we are.
Now we are. Yeah. Yeah. We're like,
Because you're
we're
always
one-
under the gun. If you're doing it week to week, you're always like,
But-
got to get it done.
So we
And God forbid you forget one week. You don't do one weekend.
Oh,
You're
people
screwed
lose
for
their,
2.
yeah, and
you
people
know?
lose their
Oh, yeah.
fucking minds.
And then you get down on yourself because you're like, I'm fucking up my own channel. My views are going down. My subscriptions are going
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
I'm losing money.
and the
like-
people are
and then-
upset
yeah,
that
and then
we didn't
that
see you,
too.
like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
said, and
Right.
So we've
feel
been doing
guilty,
this
and then
for 6.5 years, and we put an episode
Wow.
out every single Friday morning. And there's been a couple times where, like, for some reason, something happened. Like, the episode will get scheduled to drop at like 1 a.m. Thursday or Friday morning. That way, people early
Yep.
commute can listen to it, whatever. But there's been some times where like something glitched and it just didn't drop. And like that guy that travels to work at 3 a.m. will start blowing up the DMs. She's like, how
Oh,
can you
yeah.
guys do this? This is fucked. I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
He screwed me.
Yeah,
Make
it's
me feel like
funny.
an asshole.
Yeah, it's funny. It's
Yeah.
funny to see like how invested people get because like me and Ryan have talked about it so many times. It's like we're just two weird ass dudes that he's above his garage with a microphone. I'm in my garage with a microphone, and we're talking about dumbass shit. but like how invested people get is just fucking wild. It's wild. Like when we go places, it's like people will come up to us like they're our family. Like they'll throw fucking hands with somebody for us, and they've never met us before. It's crazy, dude.
It's so good. It's so good.
Well, that's what we love too, when our own people actually start attacking the commenters.
Oh, yeah.
That's love when
Get them, boys.
I'm like, thank you for doing my work for me.
Get the dogs out.
Yes.
That's good
awesome.
for you. You guys built a really good platform that if people are that invested in you, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's crazy. And it's weird because like I said, we've been going on almost 7 years now, and it's weird to like see. Well, I think we talked a little bit on the last episode about this. Like the waves that you see is like you'll get like this big group of people. They're super invested. You see these people at shows all the time, and then like they fall off, but then there's another new wave right behind it, and it's like, how does this keep fucking happening? And like, how do you just now find us after 7 years? You know what I mean? It's such a weird thing.
That's a weird. It really is.
You just got to think about how many fucking people are in this world. Really.
Yeah.
And I know it's like we're in a really big community, like the motorcycle, because that's all we see, right? Like on your phone, like you're only seeing motorcycle stuff probably happen.
Yeah.
So you feel like it's like the biggest thing, but in reality, we're this tiny little niche in like a corner of the internet. You know what I mean? Like the car world's so much bigger.
Oh,
so
yeah, true.
much.
Yeah, or just people that work on their own shit that are interested in learning about it. Like, there's a lot of dudes that are into fucking riding Harleys, but like, what is it, 1 or 2% actually work on their own shit? Like everybody else just fucking brings it to the factory for an oil change.
But I think that's why YouTube channels and podcasts are doing so well right now, and why there's such a big boom, is because the economy sucks. So people are trying to retain any information they can to be able to just start DIYing everything.
And it's so easy. Like, it's so easy to hop on the internet and find someone to help you instead of paying somebody.
Yeah. And
imagine going to Harley Davidson and getting a fucking oil change and a clutch adjustment for $600.
No way. People tell me that. I'm like, how much?
How much money do these people make?
I wouldn't be able to ride motorcycles.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I mean, I get it. Not everybody knows how to like wire and do handlebars, but somebody I know just bought a brand new Harley and they had the dealership put on bars. I was like, what?
That's nuts.
For me, dude, like
ours are like $1,300 at Harley. It's fucking insane.
Yeah, it's like 10 hours or something. They charge or something. That's wild.
Yeah,
I mean,
crazy.
I get it. Not everybody knows how to do it. So it's completely fine. I'm not downing anybody that doesn't know how to do it. It's just a lot of money.
Yeah,
I would
it's so much.
Force myself to learn. I would force myself to learn.
Yeah,
and that's really like the driving force is like you have to be cheap. You know, if you get in a build a motorcycle, you gotta be cheap. You gotta be thrifty.
Yep, you gotta be cheap.
Yeah. Well, I do all the work on my own cars, on my own bikes and stuff. And what I do is I usually go like I'll get my car inspected and I'll be like, what do you guys charge for like a brake job? And they're like, fucking $600 an axle, you know? And it's like, oh, I just saved myself $600. So you go to O'Reilly's and get fucking pads and rotors for
$20.
You know, $72. Yeah.
You're being the man.
Yeah.
But you feel so accomplished after that, you know? You feel like great about yourself that like, wow, I saved money and I did it myself, you know?
Yeah. I definitely pat myself on the back a lot.
You should.
Alone in the garage, I'm like, you're so fucking good.
Yeah.
But that's how I can justify, you know, that's how you justify it to your family. It's like, hey, this is an investment in our future. You know, I'm making it, you know, you buy these shitty iron heads for $900 and then you can flip them, you know, for $800.
Yeah, you just lose money.
Or you go to the swap meet, you get a bunch of parts and then just pack it away and never touch it or look at it again.
Get the Tupperware bins and let's go, right?
Oh, yeah. There you go.
So
that's awesome.
So we get asked this all the time. What is like, what's the driving factor for you guys for like, because as content creators, you know, life fucking happens, but it's like, you still know, okay, I still need to get this episode out. So like, what's the driving factor to like push yourself through those weeks that just absolutely fucking suck, but still get it out?
He definitely has more of that. Like, I'm like, I could give a fuck less sometimes.
She's like, we don't need to record. I'm just like, no, we need to.
And then, but then there's times where he's like, well, you know, I don't know. I think we could take away. I'm like, no, we got to do this.
Yeah.
Like, so it's funny because sometimes, you know, when you want to give yourself a break so bad, And then, you have the other person pushing you through when you just want to, like, even just take a break and not do it one weekend,
Right.
And the other one's pushing you to do it. And luckily, we kind of have our uneven moments. So, he's there for me to push me through, and I'm there to push him through.
I think we're just addicted to it, to be honest, at this point. I think we just like doing it. We like that.
Yeah.
It's fun, but I mean, it's a lot of work, but it's fun. There's that you know what it is? When we put out a video and then the comments start rolling in and like, you can tell like, oh, well,
it's just when people enjoy what they're doing and that they're actually almost learning something from you. Like it's good for you to know that you're like actually helping somebody out there.
Yeah.
Biggest thing for you.
And we like watch our own videos on the TV as soon as we put them out too, like nerds.
I listen to my own podcast.
Everything's okay because when we ran into it.
Oh my God.
So this is a funny story. So after the last video went out, I had made an edit to the thing that I was saying.
Which she said wrong
but I edited it wrong. So so the story is, with the windshield, I was getting buffeting, but I was calling it buffering. And Eric's like, it's not buffering, but I had already recorded it. So he's like, it's buffeting. But I thought he said buffening.
With an N.
No, with an N instead of T. So when I go and like do the like caption correction, after I said buffering, I put buffening.
I could not believe it.
So I already put it out because he didn't rewatch it. So I downloaded, uploaded, sent it to YouTube, and we're watching it. And he's like, "You idiot! It's buffeting, not buffening or buffering."
Buffeting. What the hell is buffeting?
No idea.
What is buffeting?
Buffeting is like the wind that comes over the top of the windshield and make your head shake while you're riding.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, and it kind of like feels like your brain shaking. So
that sounds like it sucks. Yeah.
Well,
that happens to me every time I ride my bike.
Yeah, the buffeting, right? It's terrible. It's like you get this like.
You don't even have a windshield.
Well,
I don't have a windshield at all. But for some reason, like my head is just like the whole time I ride on that. That's like one of the reasons I hate riding on the highway. I'm like, this fucking sucks. Who likes this?
Yeah. Get behind a truck and start.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So the funny part about the buffeting thing is that when you have the windshield, your head doesn't move. It's literally your brain is vibrating.
That's what she thinks.
Oh, it's not. My head was not moving. So I just recently put a windshield on my bike, and we went down to Indian Larry with it. I test rode it, and my head wasn't moving. It was my brain. And so my eyes were like going like this, and my brain was shaking. It was like vibrating. I was like, that's not cool. I can't.
Yikes.
It was awful.
Not good.
All right, hold on.
Fix the
what is the right term? Because now I'm confused. I have 3 words, but
exactly.
Yeah, you've confused them.
Yeah,
right?
what is it?
Well, the real word is buffeting.
Buffeting.
B-E-T-I-N.
What the fuck does that mean? Why do they call it buffeting?
I don't know.
I guess that's just the word for it.
I never fucking heard that in a sentence in English before.
Ever.
But it's funny because we, of course, had someone throw it out there and be like, I think the word you're looking for is buffeting.
That's fucking crazy.
I was waiting for it.
He was so pissed. He was so pissed at me. He's like, you're a fucking idiot.
Oh, yeah.
I thought you were saying this. Maybe you should enunciate better.
I fucking say some stupid shit because I also drink when I do the podcast. So, like, I confused, like, 3/8 and 5/8 one time. I was talking about, like, oh, yeah, like 1/2 inch and 5/8. Dude, and the comments were just like,
Toriel.
What they know, though. They know that I'm just a dumb drunk. So they're just like, okay.
Pounding beers.
I thought we were going to get a shit ton more comments than we did. Luckily, we only got the one guy.
Yeah.
And we also do a solo cup rating in our podcast. So we do every job in our channel. I'm sorry. Yeah, we don't have a podcast. So, yeah.
Like a difficulty rating with solo cups. Okay.
Yeah, solo cup rating. So how long are you going to be in the garage for? Is it going to be 2 solo cups, 3 solo cups, or 4?
I like that.
Indian Larry was unlimited, because we stayed down there. So it's just as many as you can do.
As many as you can fit, yeah.
Did we even give a rating?
We did.
We did? Okay.
I remember our rating.
Nice. The other thing, so the most asked question that we get is, people that have the drive that really want to work on their stuff, but they have a family and they have kids and they have a wife and stuff.
Ask that.
Like, how do you guys balance that? Because it's different for you because when I'm, we're here doing our thing, our wives are watching the kids, but you guys do it together. So how do you guys find that balance or find that?
We have great support from his parents and my parents.
Yep.
So if we need them, they're there for us. Like right now, his mom, we brought the kids to his parents. His father's away for bike week.
Myrtle Beach.
Oh, hell yeah.
His mother is a saint, and luckily now that my parents are retired, they're so much more involved, and it's so helpful. But on an average day, we either just gotta have them there with us, and you'll notice videos. A lot of the times, they're in our videos with us while we're working. Yeah. Unless it's at 1 o'clock in the morning, sleeping. We just make it work.
But believe me, we feel guilty sometimes, because we want to go to all these different events, but at the same time, we want to spend time with them on the weekends.
Right. Yeah,
you know what I mean? So you don't want to pitch them constantly.
Yeah.
But we also want to have a life too. So it's it is a balance.
And more of the balance in that aspect for him. I'm like, you need to chill, relax. We're going to get there one day. Our kids need our time right now too. But that's the mother too. So
we'd love to go to Laconia. We're trying to figure out how to do that one.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sure listen to you guys.
We've also recently just had a revelation. So our kids have just for the first time started sleeping overnight at his parents. And
nice.
that
That's
just
huge.
started
That helps.
a couple months
that's
ago.
huge.
So that was the first time in 6 years that we actually had been away. Actually, deadbeat was only the second time
Yeah.
that
wow.
we the night
It's
away.
crazy,
in 6
right?
years.
It's
Yeah,
a
it's
crazy
crazy.
feeling that like they're just not with you that night. And you're like, fuck, man.
Forget who you are.
Wait, where are my kids?
Yeah.
Oh wait.
Yeah.
You don't know who you are anymore, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
and then you get oh, this is pretty great. You can just unwind finally.
Yeah.
We make sure that on the days that we're recording and they have to suffer with us, although they like it and they're doing their own thing, we make sure that we afterwards set our time aside for them and do something special with them. So they know that this is not, they're not forgotten about,
Right.
hey, let's get through this with us.
No limit ice cream.
We're going to do this
Yeah.
with you.
That's cool.
So we try to,
That's cool.
we try
So,
to do something special with
A
them.
phrase that one of our buddies coined here is domestic equity. And this is where say
Domestic
if
equity.
we have a show coming up on Friday, Thursday night or Wednesday night, you bring the old lady out, take her out to dinner, treat her good. Thursday night, let her go out with her friends, whatever, and then you're gone for the weekend. So when
You're good. You're all
since you guys do this together, does this help build that domestic equity? This is you guys' time, or just let's fucking hurry up and finish this so I can get away from you?
No, I just together. If I'm being completely honest, it's
This is not although at times it feels like a job because you're working for it now. It is a job. You're doing what you love and it's a job, but I don't ever feel like he's my job or he's my work where I have to we're done and all right, you go your way, I go my way. That's not like that at all.
So it does feel like that need though of at least you guys are spending time and shit.
Yeah, we're hanging out. I mean, people tell us all the time, and it's nice to hear. They're so envious that I get to do this with my wife.
Right.
I don't have my balls broken in a few seconds that I'm in the garage. She knows that we're down. If I'm down there by myself, she's like, yeah, just do what you gotta do.
Yeah. I'd rather him be down in the garage doing what he's got to do than out somewhere else.
Right.
At least
Yeah. Some people have lame hobbies,
Yeah.
Imagine if your husband was into fucking Pokemon cards or some shit, going to Comic-Con and
Oh my God.
My
Yeah,
wife
get
pretty
your
much
motor running.
justifies it the same way. She's like, at least I know you're just out in the garage. Because when I start a build, I'm like a fucking crackhead. I am out
dedicated.
here. It's honestly sometimes sickening. When I did a
Now,
build
are
for
you
Greasy
cool?
Dozen. What's that?
Are your kids allowed to come in and while you're doing your projects?
Yeah, so I
stuff
actually,
and-
in all of my garages I've had, I always put a couch, a TV with YouTube and all that. My kids will just come in and watch TV and hang out until it's time for bed. And then I'll bring them in, get them to sleep, and then I'll come back out.
That's
so when I
cool.
was doing my Greasy Dozen build, I would come home at 5 o'clock from work, hang out with them till 10 o'clock till the kids went to bed. And then I would go in the garage and I would work till 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, sleep for 3 hours, and then go back to work. And my wife was like, what the fuck are you doing? You're going to kill yourself. And I'm like, I know, I just can't help it.
that
My
is
shop,
crackhead behavior.
my shop, you obviously can't see with just this, but I have no windows in my shop. And then my last shop, I had windows, but I put trash bags over them
Casino.
because I just come in here. Yeah, it's like the casino effect. If I see no light, I can work. I've worked in the garage for a day and a half before I left the garage. Just stayed in here for like literally a day and a half. It's fucking, it's sickening.
Yeah.
I can't do that, dude. I can't do the overnights. I need my beauty rest, dude. I do like, I try to do early morning. I try to fit it in where I can, but.
Yeah.
Well, if you can't see outside and you're just drinking beers, you don't know what time it is.
Yeah,
you just walk outside and the sun's up.
I love the casino. I love the casino. I get that.
When you're working on stuff, you have no idea how much time passes by. When you're so invested in it, it goes by so quick.
Yeah, for sure.
And I find the next day after working all night, I find that if I come down with like a fresh head and some sleep, I can really figure out problems that were and stuff.
That's that's like hindered us too, is like when it's that late and we, he's getting frustrated. I'm trying to help and, because I don't know everything. He knows a lot more than I do. So I'm just trying to be like the problem solver behind the closed doors.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, he gets a mental block and then it turns into, okay, well, we just need to take a break, walk away from it. Because sometimes that's all you need, you need to just walk away from it for a few minutes. But there's been plenty of times where I've been able to point stuff out to him and he's like, oh yeah, like.
I don't know why I didn't think of that. Well, maybe because it's 2 a.m.
Yeah, you're not doing your best thinking at that point,
No,
when you're
really
3 solo cups deep and it's like in the middle of the night and you're like, fuck, I gotta go to work in 4 hours. Yeah, it's best to just walk away. I found that too. And I try not to get like super frustrated with shit because then it's not fun. So it's like, once I start getting fucking pissed off, I'm like, I'm just gonna go and read the forums. I sit in bed, get in your fucking pajamas and your onesie or whatever, and then just sometimes you get the answer, and sometimes you can just think about it and be like, oh, actually, I'm gonna try that tomorrow. Yeah.
The amount of times he's like, turn the fucking camera off. I'm like,
we gotta see those bloopers.
Blooper reel, dude. Yeah.
So let me ask you this: from the beginning when you first started this, what was like the vision when you first started it, and has that vision changed? Or do you have like a goal to bring it further, or are you just happy with where it is now?
Yeah. Honestly, it changed a lot. I mean, it started off, it was just like us.
We're kind of just seeing where it would go, and then eventually it got to the point where we're like, well, we can't stop now, so we have to keep going. And it's like you just put yourself in such a position where, like, if you stop now, you just threw away like everything you've done to get to where you are. So it's almost like you don't have an option. But we're also scared for what's going to happen when it comes to the part where, because as you know, a lot of YouTubers out there have to actually end up quitting their jobs if they get to a certain point with YouTube where it's like you can't balance both anymore. So, and we're definitely not at that point, but it's stressful for him for sure. And it's a lot of work, but definitely at that point. But, I kind of think to myself, like, what's going to happen if we're at that point where we have to choose?
And we're at the point now where we worked with a good amount of companies, which we're super humbled for that. So we almost feel like sometimes the pressure to do for them too.
Right.
Yeah. So,
right.
I mean,
we relationship, we have this great working relationship, and what would happen if we just like stop? I
mean, it's not like it wasn't paid off in return for them already, because we've already done the video, right? The video is their return, right?
And it's typically evergreen content, so you don't really have to worry about it just like not being a thing. It'll always be there, but it's hard to. It's definitely changed us for sure as far as like where. We just were going with the flow at first, and then we got monetized, and we're like, okay, let's see where this goes. And, he was definitely good at the whole researching. How do you get better? How do you do better? Looking into thumbnails, always researching. He was so good at that. How can we be better? Yeah.
Try to learn.
Changes all the time, right? I mean,
what can we do to be better and better and better? Because essentially, it's what you have to do. You can't just stalemate and continue to figure out how you're going to branch out, who you're going to network with, and he's so good at that. He's so business like that as far as like being able to do that, so.
I'm sure you guys do the same thing. We study what other people are doing. I'm not saying I try to copy or replicate it, but you just got to see like, what's everybody else doing? Is that working for them?
Yeah.
Is that
not? And it's hard because he gets to the point where like, I feel like he's trying to compare, and I'm like, you can't compare us to anybody else, especially anyone bigger or anyone like, we have to be our own. He's like, but this is what works for them. And I was like, but that doesn't mean it's going to work for
Right.
us.
That's the weird part too. Is like what works for someone else might not work for you, and because it's a big mystery. Like why do some people just explode out of the fucking blue, and why do some people?
Well, I think
like there's some pages that I like that are great that don't have the traction that other pages do. You know?
Yeah, I think a big part of it is you got to get people to invest in you. Like you have to make yourself the content. You need to get people to the point where it's like, I don't give a fuck what they're talking about. I'm just pumped they put out a video. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like the people I watch on YouTube, I don't give a shit what the episode's about. I'm just like, fuck yeah, I'm glad they put some shit out this week.
Exactly.
And the moment that you realize that, I mean, you still want to provide like quality content, but the moment that you realize that people are there most of the time to just hang out with you, because that's what we want to feel in our video. You're just hanging out with us.
Yeah.
And then it becomes easier because you're just hanging out with your friends. You know what I mean?
And we do our best to like be ourselves. We're not trying to paint ourselves as anybody else. Yeah. We are who we are, and you know, of course, like we're entertaining. We try to like amp that up just because it's, you know, we're an entertainment channel, sort of say. We're not, we decided to do away with the whole do as I do because that did not work out. People were like, no, you're not da da da. So he was like, fuck this. I'm not doing the do it yourself channel.
I'm not showing
we're just going to be the, this is how we do it. You could do it however the fuck you want to do it. And you could just entertainment back.
It's funny, much more laid back approach. Yeah.
People will always like come up to us at shows, and on the podcast, I get fucking wild. I'm like, I'll be like holding this microphone, screaming into it, like calling people fucking idiots and everything, just like peaking the fucking levels, and people love it. But then when we get to a show, I'll just be like hanging out at the booth, like pinstrapping or something, and they'll message us after. I'm like, I was gonna stop by, but like Loctite looked like he was super pissed, and I'm like, no, but I don't just like run around the street screaming at the top of my lungs. You know what I mean? I do that for the show because it wouldn't be as funny if I was just like, good morning, guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true. It really is true. You gotta, I mean, somewhat make yourself a character of yourself a little bit more, right?
Yeah. It took a while though. Let me tell you, if you go back to some of our first videos, the awkwardness.
Both of her. Yeah, it hurts too.
It definitely came more natural to me. I was a teacher, so I'm used to center of attention. I come have a personality anyway. So he was like, what do I do? How do I do this? I'm like, just be you.
Yeah.
Talk to
it was weird.
Just pretend like you're talking to yourself. Don't act like nobody's even there. Just do you.
We noticed that when we walk around with the camera at events, some people, they see that camera and they like, It's some people just gravitate towards it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we try to tell our friends, it's just like, I don't have to put anything in there that I don't want to put in there. Yeah. So just be yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I wanted to ask you, like, what is your favorite type of content that you guys do, or just generally, what do you guys like to do together that also kind of overlaps with the content? Like, do you guys like to go on those long road trips and film that? Do you guys like the time in the garage? Do you like the local stuff?
We like it all, really. That's why all the content we put out is really what we like to do. So
we can't do the long road trips, you know, with the kids right now.
Right.
But
nor do I think it would be as entertaining for people because of like our type of content. Like, we would throw clips in.
It's tough to chop up like a 6-hour motorcycle ride.
It is, and it's all type of stuff. You're not really we're not able to interact with the people because we're on our bikes, and I think people like the interaction that they get from us. We noticed a lot when we were doing our moto vlogs that they weren't doing that great
because talking in the helmets back and forth.
We're riding, but still, it's like when you have a long, pretty much all your video, half your video of that, it's like
it's boring to watch. It's really fun to ride a motorcycle, you know, because you're having fun the whole time. But watching someone else ride a motorcycle, it's kind of like watching someone else play a video game, you know?
But some of those moto vlogs
play Minecraft.
Rush.
Yeah, well, like let's say the best one that is out, Brian636. You ever heard of him? He has 1.3 subscribers.
Yeah, we like watching them.
I watch him all the time, and he strictly moto vlogs.
Yeah.
But he's stunt riders, so it's like, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
And he does like the hoods and stuff. He goes around and eats different things. And
we'll include our moto vlogs, but it'll be more like just clips of us riding. Like no talking anymore while we're riding. It's kind of like we just throw our clips in here and there, get that like little bit of scenery, and then kind of just keep it as us interacting with the people.
Yeah.
I think that's
Yeah.
what they like best,
Wow,
as
that's
far
a
as
missed
our
opportunity.
audience.
We could have done a moto vlog podcast where we just ride and
Yeah.
podcast while we ride, dude. That would be crazy.
Lots of
Yeah.
ladies.
Yeah, it's really hard to do because we have a YouTube channel, but we don't put as much effort into that aspect of it. We just post our podcast on it because
Yeah.
we started we did some shorts, we did some other content, and it's a fucking it's a ton of work.
It's so
And
much
it's
work.
frustrating. It
The
is because you
shorts
put so
always
much
blow up.
Yeah.
But like, it's
Yeah.
hard because like with the podcast, it's like 9 times out of 10, somebody's not watching 2.5 hour video on fucking YouTube when you can just listen to it in your car. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like for anything for us to clip, it just has to be like some funny shit we said on the podcast. So it's like
Yeah.
it's
Yes,
hard to
exactly.
really get engagement on a podcast
Yeah.
unless you're fucking
we
Joe
get, we get
Rogan.
we get a ton of shit on TikTok. When I
Yeah,
put stuff on TikTok, it goes huge.
That's her
So
world.
big,
She does
yeah,
TikTok.
I handle TikTok. He does Instagram, and
Yeah.
then just links to
I had a TikTok video of an old dude puking, and I got like 200K views. I was like, "What the fuck, dude?
Yeah,
How did
I
that
love
blow up?" It was like a meme from fucking 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I don't. It's like to me, it's like it's really difficult to like because you have all these different platforms, right? So you guys have an IG, you have a TikTok, you have like YouTube. They're all social medias,
Yeah.
and Facebook. To manage all those also is like a part-time job.
It really is. It really
Right.
is.
It's-
And then you
That's
have to
tough.
also know when to, like, we both know like when you put the phone down, and now
Right.
you have to like because you don't want to live in that world. Like you can't live in that world.
Yeah.
You give yourself a little time.
Easy to get so wrapped up in that world. And
And if
lose
you
yourself.
do, and like what you guys are saying, if you don't learn when to put the phone down, it like turns you off from
Yep.
doing it. Because you're just
Everything
like, that's all you fucking do and think about and this and that. It's
Yep.
like, God damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an addiction. It's an addiction. Certainly is.
And it's counterintuitive too, because like people that are into motorcycles, right? We love two things: we love the open road and we love the outdoors.
Yeah.
And neither of those things fit into a phone. You know what I mean? Like that's like the antithesis of being
That's
out
true.
in nature and being out on the open road is fucking looking at comments on a goddamn phone.
Yeah.
But it's something that you have to do, or else like nobody's gonna know when you post a video. So it's like all for naught, But
I mean, I
I'm
think you
wondering
could
how
do
much engagement do you get? Like, do you use like IG and TikTok as like an announcement platform, or is it like mostly focused within YouTube and people subscribe and they know when the videos are
Yeah.
coming out?
We're much bigger on YouTube than we are in any other platform.
Okay.
The other platforms are kind of to just like expand us
Mhm.
in
Yeah.
little slurps
Yeah.
here and there. It's really not. We're not getting the following there as we are on.
And we're not trying to, honestly.
Right.
We're not really.
We're just using those kind of outlets to kind of just get
It's
whoever
free
we-
advertising. You already have the content. You might as
You
well
know
throw
what?
something
And we
up.
get to communicate with like guys like you. Like, we reached out to you through
Right.
through Instagram. Like otherwise, people would have to email us and stuff like that. So
That's another thing. It's easy networking for people too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so
Because you have a lot of people out there that are huge out there on Instagram and TikTok, But that's another thing. Like, how do these people get so big? Sometimes you wonder, like they're huge. Like, how did you get there? Like, it's an investment. You invest a certain amount of time into these
Yeah.
platforms, and we invested ours into YouTube. So that's where
Right.
we have to stay is YouTube.
yeah,
you know?
we stay with there.
We have to stay there
True.
now. Like, we can do our best but you can only keep yourself invested hugely to one. Otherwise, you're gonna lose your life.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, I like to use Instagram just to reach out to famous people and say fucked up shit and invite them on the show. Like I'll like drunk text Ice Cube or like fucking Obashan Hardware or some shit,
That's a little.
That's so
Yeah,
funny.
sometimes I get responses.
Are responsive?
Ice Cube retweeted, not retweeted, reposted something. I tagged him in a St. Ides commercial that he did like back in the day, where he's talking about how St. Ides makes your penis bigger, and he put it up on his story. Yeah,
Yeah, he
That was
reached
like
out
the
the
best day of my
podcast
life.
page. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
best day of life.
I was like, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah,
It's great.
The best was when Obashan Hardware, like, I put something, they have these really weird ads. Do you guys have, like, Obashan Hardware up there?
No,
Yeah,
Ace is hardware by us.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right. Yeah.
It's a weird, like, little chain, but they have these really weird ads that pop up all the time. And they use, like, I guess people that work at the store. They look like, just like regular people that you would see at a hardware store.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, Obashan Hardware needs to chill with this shit. And they had some guy, like, with a hose and like acting all crazy. And yeah, they love it. But I'm an Obashan Hardware guy. I got I get the rewards points every once in a while. I get a $5 off coupon.
Must be a New Hampshire thing, right?
Yeah, probably. I don't know. Yeah. So you were born in? Are you guys both born and raised in New York?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, very close to each other too. So,
Oh no shit.
With all the same friends and didn't meet until later in life.
Oh no
It's
shit.
crazy.
So that close.
I think she was a loser. Yeah.
Yeah.
No shit. Did you guys grow up in the city or did you grow up
No,
out in a
upstate. Yeah.
upstate? Yeah.
We're in the Hudson. We're in the Hudson Valley. We're like an hour south of like the Catskills. So
Yeah.
we're like
Okay.
kind of like in the middle. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'd love to get up there. I definitely want to come up there and the Catskills are amazing aside from the fucking Yellow Jackets, but the riding out there is amazing.
It really
And
is.
yeah, I definitely want to get back up there and maybe sneak into your brother's podcast studio.
Oh yeah. We'll give you a tour.
That'd be so sick.
Honestly, dude, it's my second favorite podcast after mine. So I subscribe to ours. I listen to it, and they got. I'm just gonna give them a quick shout out because Small Town Murder is my #1 podcast.
That's great. Thank you.
He really listen. I cannot tell you enough. This kid is a psychopath. This fucking podcast. I don't listen to any podcast like that. And when we went to Indian Larry, he was like, "You gotta hear this." And I will say, I've never listened to any kind of podcast like that. It's just not my jam. But since then, he has made me a regular listener. But like his passion for the show is like on a different level. He loves that shit.
Yeah.
Well, I put it on for him, and he's like, "What is this?" He thought true crime was like super serious.
No,
And I was like, "Dude, it's just like a couple of comedians talking about fucked up shit. It's an awesome one." But they have a bunch of podcasts.
Sometimes, like if I haven't listened in a while, I start thinking about it. I'm like, I need to go listen. Like, what can I do for 2 hours that I can listen to this?
Yeah. They got shit locked down. I mean, they got that podcast thing going on. They have so much content, like because they got crime and sports. They have fucking your stupid opinions, and then all the bonus shit that they come out with. It's just like holy shit.
Oh yeah, that's great. And for them too, it took them a little bit of time. It took them to get to where they are, so it definitely doesn't happen overnight. I tell him all the time, I'm like, this is taking forever.
Oh, I know.
You just be big and you can come home away from the city and retire.
Yeah, I'm curious about like, so with YouTube, right? So you guys said initially you had like the spike, something just like exploded and then you had all these people there. Is it kind of like from there, does it just go up steadily or is it like kind of peaks and valleys?
Yeah, it depends on how much you put into it.
Yeah.
You got to stay relevant because if you go too long, you start dropping away from people's algorithms. And like we had 2 weeks off over the summer because it's really hard because we vacation a lot in the summer with the family. So, it's hard to get that content out, or have saved content. And, we go 2 weeks and it's like we drop from people, we drop from them. It's like 2 weeks and it's like, we're off the map almost already. I mean, not really, but in our eyes, we are, because we can see our stats and all our stats are down, so it's like,
what happened?
Yeah.
So we got to jump back up and jump right back into it.
I wish I didn't see stats sometimes. Like sometimes
we see them.
Yeah. It's just like, oh my God. I'll
tell you what,
sometimes I'm like, that fucking was awesome. But then it's like, the stats say different.
For the first 5 years, I was like, obsessed with the stats. Every like Friday afternoon, we release our episode on a Friday afternoon, I'm looking to see how many people listen, what country they listen from. It's fucking insane, dude. And then when we got canceled, Rhino reset everything up. So now I don't even have the login to check the stats now. And it has been the best last year of my life. Like, not because
Yeah,
you
'cause
don't
you're
worry
not-
about it anymore. Now I'm just like, I don't give a fuck who's listening. I don't even care if only 3 people listen this week because I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just do what you gotta do.
Yeah, but then
Oh,
you
yeah.
know what not to do because you're like, oh, okay, we
Yeah.
spent the
Yeah,
entire
that's true.
episode talking about pies that we like. Maybe that's not like our audience doesn't want to hear that again. Yeah,
But it is
Hi,
cool
guys.
though. Like when you see like, oh, there's 12% of people listening in Tokyo. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy. It
Yeah.
really is. It's wild.
It's nice to see the dynamic out
Yeah.
there. The
Yeah, yeah.
diversity.
yeah. I
So
want to
what,
meet those dudes. Like, I'm like, you see someone in like Nigeria, and it's like under 1%, and you're like, that's like one guy, right? That listened to it.
One guy.
Yeah, like I want to meet you. Like, I'll fly you out here, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I can see it's getting dark over there. So I'm assuming we got to wrap this up soon. But
Yeah.
before we wrap it up,
I mean, we can
before
put
we
a
wrap
light
it
on
up, if you can just give like any tips or advice on anybody that is in the moto scene that wants to get into the YouTube space, what the growing pains look like, what to watch out for, maybe some helpful hints, and then where you guys see the YouTube channel growing in the next year.
I mean, my biggest suggestion or advice I'd say is just be you, because you're never going to please everybody. Yeah, you want to find what your niche is as far as like who your audience is and work off of that. But I think if you're just genuine and you are who you are, you're going to attract the people that like you. And yeah, you're going to have your haters and you're going to have your people that don't like you, but you're not going to please everybody. So the biggest thing for me is just to be who you are. And like he did, just always, if you're in it and you're there, just always strive to be better and better and look on how you can be better and do better. And, just keep working at it if that's your investment.
My thing, what I would tell people is to build off of that would be with any social media, I think, is if you got to try to get your people to interact with you. So we ask our people questions and we generally want to know the answer.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You
But
just don't want them to be dicks about it.
But honestly, you're
going to get them.
you want to make people feel like they have a voice, because if they should, right? Because they're watching you and they're so when people feel like they have a voice, I feel like they're more invested, and I think that'll help grow anybody.
If it makes them feel connected to you,
Right.
and that's you want people to feel like
Well,
they're
that's what
connected.
you're doing it for, right? I mean, you're growing a community around what you guys do and love, and eventually those like blossom into friendships. If you go to shows or you go, maybe even meet some local people.
Yeah,
I've met great friends through this podcast. Like
absolutely.
We've actually developed a great friendship through
Yeah.
our channel. Yeah.
And
it's
as
great.
far as where the channel will be going, I don't know. I don't think we'll ever be like what per se like what Harley. Like a lot of the YouTubers have been like going to Harley and direct they're riding from. I don't know if we'll ever be like that MO for them. Like I don't know if they would ever take us. Not saying we want to or anything like that. I'm just saying I don't know where we go from here. I think it just keeps building off of this.
I think we just keep doing what we're doing, and I don't think we'll ever be at that point where he can quit his job. And I think if that's the point,
I hope we are. I hope we are one day.
see the point until he's ready to retire anyway. So we're gonna get to that point, and he's gonna be ready to retire.
You never know, right?
But
Yeah.
Yeah, listen,
I think,
as you guys know,
the idea-
you're one video away. The next one could
it.
always
It
be the
really-
one.
it really-
yeah. And I
I
like
mean, the idea is that we're continuing to grow, and that's all you can be thankful for, is that, you're continuing to grow, and it might be slow, but it's happening. So
Yeah.
we're just,
And I
you
love
know,
the that
just
sentiment is
sending-
like just be yourself, be authentic, and it's not just advice for like if you're making YouTube videos or a podcast or whatever. It's just good advice for life.
Yeah.
Be open and
Definitely.
honest, do things that you love. You're not everybody's cup of tea, but fucking if they hate you, fuck them. They're wrong. You know what I mean? You don't
That's
want
it.
them in your life. You don't have to be friends with everybody.
exactly
The other
what
thing I
I
was
said.
going to mention too is, and like we get what you get, obviously you guys get some heat in the comments, mostly positive, but some heat, right?
Yeah.
That would fucking drive me nuts if
It
people were
does.
talking shit to my wife, because someone
Right.
calls Loctite a piece of shit, and I just laugh along with them. but like
Right.
that must be a whole different level of fucking troll when it's like,
It's
dude,
funny
what the
'cause when that
fuck?
happens, it's funny because when that happens, he'll get more mad than I'll get. I'm like, don't worry about that
Yeah,
fucker.
yeah.
Who gives a shit, you know?
Oh, I've gone their throat on people before.
And
Oh,
then,
yeah.
then moments where someone will get at him, I get mad,
Yeah.
and he
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I do have a big
We
foot.
do-
I don't know what's funny.
we get protective over each other, but like not for ourselves always, you know?
Yeah.
It's funny how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great, guys. I love what you're doing, and I love that you guys get to do it together. And then it sounds like you're training your kids to be into it too. So then you can
Try it.
it'll be a fucking family affair. You guys can go
Yeah.
fucking riding dirt bikes and shit. I gotta try to get my 5-year-olds. I have twin boys, so I got 2.
Oh, wow.
So I have to buy 2 dirt bikes if I get them into dirt
Yeah.
bikes. But I
Well,
just
let me tell
imagine
you,
them
it's
go
like
flying
having
off into
twins
the
with
woods.
ours.
Yeah.
It's like having twins with ours because they're only 22 months apart. So,
Oh yeah,
you know,
Irish. Yeah.
one wants something, the other one wants exactly what he's got. And it's like,
Yeah.
all right,
Yeah.
you know, so it's pretty much like having twins.
Yeah.
They buy the same exact thing with
Mhm.
everything.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. Get them nice and close together. You know, you don't
Yeah.
want to be changing diapers forever.
No.
Yeah.
I never understood that. Some people they'll have like a 14-year-old kid, and then they have another baby. It's like,
Like,
dude,
what do you
babies
do?
suck.
Yeah.
I think that's accident.
Yeah,
That
for
one?
sure.
I think
Oh, there we go, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there you go. That's better.
Sorry. A
But
little
you,
bit better. Yeah. All right. Good.
you said your twins are how old?
5.
Wow.
5. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Good age. Yeah.
They're maniacs.
Hey, how old are your kids?
I got a 15-year-old son, a 13-year-old son, and a 9-year-old daughter.
Okay.
All right.
Good spacing.
Yeah.
They're older. You got a lot more space to work
Yeah.
with
Oh yeah.
there.
They can live now. You know what I mean? Like I don't have to
Yeah.
keep them alive anymore. You know what I mean? They can like
exactly.
That's nice.
He's not gonna die so easily.
Yeah.
So he's like,
yeah. It's a lot easier. Like with the boys, it's like, hey, we're going here. You want to go? And they're like, nope. We're like, all right, cool. See you in a couple hours. Don't fucking burn the house down.
Yeah.
that's perfect.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it's super easy.
And I gotta keep reminding him, don't worry, this time's gonna go so quick. We're gonna be there. So
yeah.
just
Well, I'll say this. I honestly, it sucks. Once they get to the age of like where my kids are now, they don't want to hang out anymore.
they almost don't.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
they
that's-
don't want to
that's
hang
gotta be
out,
hard.
and like it sucks, dude. Because I'm like the dad's dad. You know what I mean? Like I want to like hang out with my kids. I want to go fishing. I want to go hiking. I want to do all kinds of shit. And we did that the whole time them growing up. But it's like once they get into late into middle school and high school,
Adolescent.
it's just like
Yeah.
it's
They got
all
their
done,
own
man.
plan.
They don't want to hang out no more. They don't want to talk to you. They don't want to do shit.
Come back around.
Yeah, so
You'll
it's like
come back
that's
here.
you have to wait until they turn like 24, 25 or something, and then they'll be
Yeah.
like, oh, my
Yeah.
dad was a good dad. I want to hang out with him again.
Yeah. Let's hang out again. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
You gotta wait it out.
My dad's like my best friend. He rides with us all the time. He comes over
Oh,
and helps
nice.
me rent stuff.
No
It's
shit.
great.
Yep. Yeah,
he's in
same. Me and my
corner
dad are super
big-
close.
He's in my corner big time with this channel. He'll like when I have a real problem, he'll come over and bail me out.
Yeah.
Oh, no
That's
shit.
dope.
It's-
So
That's
did,
awesome.
did your dad get you into bikes when you were younger?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, my dad was riding since he was a kid, and then he got me on a bike when I was like, I don't know, 7 or 8 or something on a dirt bike, and
Yeah.
then it's just ever since.
That's
And,
awesome.
yeah, so we ride together all the time. It's great.
Yeah, that's what I hope to have. I want my kids to be like, they think motorcycles are cool because that's all I ever talk about. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, dude, that motorcycle is so fucking cool. Look how cool I am.
Yeah.
And then, so I'm hoping when they're older, they'll be like interested in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be
Or
great.
they may just be like, my dad's a fucking loser. Look at him.
Yeah.
His fucking
I-
stupid podcast.
Uh,
Drop me off around the corner. I want to see it. I don't want my friends
Yeah.
fucking seeing you.
oh,
that's
fuck.
good.
Well,
But
there might be a moment where that's going to be the case, but you just work through it.
Yeah.
It'll come back around.
Yeah, I don't even give a shit if my kids like me. They'll come around. They'll come around with same as I did. I thought my parents were pieces of shit until I was fucking 25, and I had to start paying my own bills and fucking make my own
Yeah,
food
yeah.
and
That's
shit,
pretty good.
yeah.
and wash your own fucking underwear. Then you're like, oh fuck, these guys kicked ass. I sucked.
I sucked.
Yeah, they have to go through that education. So I'll see you when you're fucking 26, kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So true.
But Hey, look, I just want to say, super appreciate you guys coming on. I've been wanting to do this episode for so long. Love what
great.
you guys are doing.
Shit.
It's super cool. You guys get to do
Thank
it
you.
together. Yeah, keep fucking crushing. Hopefully, we'll get to see you guys soon.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you guys.
Yeah, maybe
Thank
we can
you.
get on. Maybe you guys can reserve some time. Maybe we'll link up at some point and we'll do a fucking YouTube. We'll get on your
Yeah.
channel.
Absolutely, we
Oh,
love
yeah.
that.
Yeah,
That'd be
I have a face for podcasting though, so
No,
we
well,
might
you'll
lose some
right,
viewers.
we'll get you right in there.
we can dress you
Do
up.
you have a
too.
makeup person?
Yeah, we'll get one.
I just powder my nose.
Yeah.
I'll wear a wig. No,
Uh,
dude, this has been awesome, guys. I really appreciate you guys coming on, and
Thank you for
yeah.
having us.
Thank
really
you guys
appreciate
so
it. It
much.
was a lot of fun. So
Def-
yeah, we'll definitely keep in touch, and we should definitely do something in the future together.
And real quick,
Absolutely.
let everybody
Absolutely.
know where they can find you.
Yeah.
Drop all the socials, the YouTube channel, everything.
Oh yeah, YouTube channel is VP Customs, and everywhere else is VP Customs. You search VP Customs, you'll see these two mugs right here.
Or here.
So thanks again. We appreciate it, guys.
Hell yeah. Thanks
right.
a lot, guys.
All right, stick around, kids.
First, we got Dan at No Luck Paintworks, the motherfucking man with a plan when it comes to hooking up the dopest fucking paint jobs on the East Coast. Listen, if you want to set your bike apart from everybody else, you want to get to the top notch, the fucking creme de la creme, you need to hit up Dan at No Luck Paintworks. Tell him your boys on the Lowlife Podcast sent you, and do it quick. Rumor is, old son ain't taking too many paint jobs in this year. So don't fucking sleep on it, or you'll be fucking riding around on a rattle can fucking paint job next year. Up next, we got Deadbeat Customs. Steve, the creator of the Deadbeat Retreat, where all lowlifes go to die. Listen, Steve's got something for everybody. From chopper guys to Dyna Bros to fucking bagger daddies. He's got everything. Riding vest, helmets, glasses, gloves, whatever you need. You can find it at deadbeatcustoms.com. Use code LOWLIFE at checkout. Next, we got Stay Strong Co., the creator of that motherfucking sweet heat, the best hot sauce ever made on this fucking planet. It's delicioso on everything. And it's 3 renditions. You can get the shit. You can get the shits. Or you can get that motherfucking chopper sauce, the collab with your boys. That shit's got some extra heat in it. So be aware. Go check them out at staystrongco.org and get yourself some motherfucking hot sauce.
Yep. Nate, not cool Nate Bev sent over a pic. He just bought fucking 3 bottles of the
I seen
chopper
that.
sauce.
I seen that.
His asshole's gonna be burning, dude.
Yeah, his butthole not gonna feel good.
It's gonna have a prolapsed anus if you boof it. If you boof one ball, that's why he gets 3, 1 in each hole, right?
Yeah. What the fuck?
Sorry, mate. That was not cool right now. No boofing going around here. Is it me? I'm up.
It's you.
Up first, we got Whee Motor Co. Whee Wrench, Whee Ride, Whee Motor Co. Gaucho got gear for riders so they can still afford to ride. Put some gas in your tank. Sub $300 club style vest. Yada, yada, yada. We know about those. They're sick. You got to get yourself one of the Kevlar line flannels, either the Vagabond or the Dark Side. Just pick your drip, bro.
I just like that name, Vagabond.
Yeah, that one is probably my favorite. It's like, you can't beat like it's like red and yellow and fucking whatever, you know? It's a lumberjack
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, I
And
like that.
I got a text like a week ago from the winner of the Whee Motor Co. vest from the Lowlife Lowdown. She did not claim her prize. She decided she was going to pay it forward, and she donated it to another veteran charity at the Shovel Fest, I believe, she said. And yeah, Gaucho hit me up and he's like, I guess the guy that won it reached directly out to him. I guess I was expecting him to reach out to me if that ever happened, and I was going to hit him up and be like, yeah, what is that cool or what? But He honored the transfer, so he's going to hook this dude up with a vest. He just wanted to make sure the story matched. But thank you again, Gaucho, for donating the Lowlife Lowdown, and thank you, Vicky, for paying it forward. Next up, we got Burnt Up Wood Burning, Matt, photorealistic wood burning designs, from choppers and hot rods to pets and hot broads. Matt's your man. He's an old school cat. He doesn't use fancy computers, chat GPT, fucking 4.0, fucking all that shit. He uses the mitts, dude. And what mitts he has. So hit him up for your custom. He has stock of shit just ready to go. If you want something, he has dope ass shit. Just hit him up and pick one, and he'll ship it out to you, or you can pick it up at a show near you, or have him do a custom one. He'll do your old lady's titties. He'll do a fucking butthole spreadsheet, like a goatsy, like spreaded asshole, gaped anus. He'll do that. You hang it up in your foyer for when company comes over. Next up, we got Austin, Silver City Co. Austin is now offering welding, fabrication, and small maintenance out of Meriden, Connecticut. Bikes and cars and all sorts of fucked up shit. He actually I just saw he posted, he had a sick ass pickup. He was doing some fucking shit on it. I don't know was it a C10?
I didn't even see it.
You didn't see it? It's fucking sick,
on
though.
Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, but very talented man. So hit him up if you're in the Meriden, Connecticut area. Yeah, I don't know that. It could have been an S10. I don't know trucks very well, but it looked cool. Next up, we got the original bad boy, Mr. Boombastic himself, Chris, from Oxford Co. Choppers. Handlebars to hardtails, hard parts for hard men. Home of the $900 hardtail installed. All TIG welded and installed in-house, USA made steel, cast axle plates, and frame restoration. He also does custom handlebars, which he just hit me up. He got a 6 set he's sending up to us for our next Patreon giveaway. So thank you, Chris. This boy's a hustler, future Built Well People's champ. So get in on some of this shit while he's building this before he's world famous, and then his books are going to be backed up fucking 6 years, and you'll never see him again. All right? So get in there now. Next up, we got my boy Loctite's motherfucking chop shop.
Gonna be located out in New Hampshire, the home of the 3 governors. For all your pinstriping needs, hit me up. Loctite Chop Shop on Instagram. Whether you just want some rad garage fucking wall hanging art, or you want your bike pinstriped, we can make it happen. Cap, hit me up. Loctite Chop Shop on Instagram. And last but not least, this show.
The Lowlife Podcast.
Cut you
The
way off guard
Lowlife
that time.
Podcast. I know. I'm waiting for us. I try to be in sync every single week.
Oh, I try
really
not
like
to be.
it when that happens. I know, and that's the challenge. We're working against each other.
It's like one of those challenges where you gotta like pause it to get it like everything lined up right.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't know if lightning will strike twice ever again, in the same spot. But yeah, just support us, share when we post our episodes, share it around, let your friends know, let your family know, talk about it at Thanksgiving dinner, be weird about it, talk to your coworkers, get them into fucking low life shit.
They look at you different.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Also, just real quick before I forget, one more shout out, dude, or I guess just a little bit of community news, but apparently there was a shooting at the El Dorado bar at Benny's place out in Troy, and one of his people got hit. So there's details, I read the news reports or whatever, but thoughts and prayers with that man's family. That really sucks. That's serious business. But yeah, apparently there was a patron pulled a firearm out and shot, I believe, one of the security people. So that's fucked up. So
God damn,
much love out to Troy and Benny. Hopefully that person pulls through and everything's okay. And definitely following the story and keep you guys updated. We should probably end on a happier note.
Yeah, that was a
cheer.
crazy way to end the show.
And I just right before we started, I read about it. I saw that I just read a news story. I saw it posted on his page or something, and then fucked up shit.
Fucking A. Well,
Yeah.
we can all be happy. It's not snowing, okay? So here's a good thing
Yeah.
for us to look forward to. Here's the transition. It's not snowing, okay? Put a smile on your face. Go ride with your fucking homies. Drink some crisp Modelo's. Eat some fucking apple cider donuts. Hit the fucking fall swap meets. And start planning that motherfucking winter build. Until next week, we love you. Stay dirty.